This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store, Forged Irish Stout, freebets.com. It's been too long, way too long. It's been about a year, but we are joined in Puerto Rico with the big man Plemons, the Way Concept. We've just seen Amanda Serrano weigh in against Nina Menke, Jake Paul weighing against Ryan Bourland. A great crowd here. It's still popping off behind us. Absolutely buzzing for tomorrow night.
Yeah, man, I'm pumped. The people are here. They're showing out. Puerto Rico, they ride for their own, man. They were here, and you think when Jake weighs in, sometimes people go, okay, well, you know, we're out of here. These people are rocking with Amanda, which you had to expect, right? And man, I'll tell you this, I didn't expect some of the people I saw walking around in the crowd. I saw Bud Crawford out here. Really? He's somewhere out here. I don't know.
No way.
Yeah, so he's out here. Yeah, man, it's a star-studded event, and you know who got a lot of love too was Javon Walton, man. I think he's got a lot of people that see the show, but also are about to see another show tomorrow night because he's talented.
I was going to say that, how big is this for MVP to bring boxing back to Puerto Rico? Especially now, we see a lot of great fighters in the professional ranks, Sabril Matias, and before that, you know, Miguel Cotto and Felix Trinidad, these guys that would bring, it's good for MVP brings boxing back to a homecoming for Serrano in a way.
It's huge, man. Matias is a monster, by the way. That guy scares me, but it's massive because this is such, like you said, it's got such a rich heritage in the sport in this country, or I guess territory now, but it is, you can feel it in the blood, man. I was talking to Gabe Rosado, and it was like, you just don't understand how passionate these people are until you see them with one of their own. And it was like, as soon as Amanda walked out, it was like rumblings in the ground. And I think you're going to see that times 20 tomorrow night, because I don't know what the venue holds, but they're saying they're close to selling it out. I was here, well, I wasn't here, but I watched last year when WWE came to town and Bad Bunny started walking around in there, and they almost blew the roof off that. So I have a feeling we're going to see something similar tomorrow.
With Jake Paul, and I asked this question to Ariel yesterday, he's obviously fighting professional boxers, he's trying to make a way in the professional game. Do you feel like he's broken that mold now? You know, we don't really see him as much for influence anymore, but Go is taken seriously.
It's tough, man, because if you're Jake, you're always going to deal with one side or the other giving you flack. It's on the pro boxing side, he's an influencer. On the influencer side, he's not a pro boxer because he started here. So it's like they want to see him fight a pro boxer. He's doing that second time in a row now. I just think for him, this fight wasn't about pay-per-view numbers, business, any of that. It was about experience. Like, I think he's going to go in and hurt this guy bad.
And the question that I would ask you, and we don't know much about Ryan Bourland. I mean, I haven't seen him box before. I don't know if anyone has. And the same with Andre August. A harsh question. They're professional boxers, but are they a step above the competition of a guy like Tyron Woodley or Anderson Silva, would you say?
It's tough to know. You would think with the amount of experience they have in the sport, they would offer a little bit more than Tyron making his debut. Or Anderson, but skill for skill, Anderson Silva, in my opinion, is still one of the best opponents Jake's had. Tommy being the best, Anderson right there underneath. And styles make fights, so it's always hard to tell like who's better, but I think these fights that are in between are what Jake is doing to stay active, to stay fresh for a Tommy Fury fight, potentially at the end of the year, or somebody else. Like, he's still, in my opinion, going to do those big fights. But between that, I think he got tired of being inactive. So these are reps. This is him, and I watched him yesterday in the open workout. He's getting better, you know, and I don't know where that ceiling ends for him, but every time I see him, he's getting a little better at something. It's not drastic like you would see a day one influencer to a year later, but you're seeing little improvements, and I think that's what these fights are for.
Absolutely. And just another topic I wanted to talk to you about. Yesterday, well, this week we've seen two press conferences for Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia in Brooklyn on April the 20th. The New York one was pretty heated. The LA one took it to a different level. Just firstly, your reaction to everything that went on there, the behavior from Ryan Garcia, and all the stuff that went into it.
It has gotten personal, man. I mean, listen, these guys know each other very well, to the point where we're bringing up what our fathers did and how much affiliation we have with the amateur scene. And yes, they had 6 fights as amateurs, went 3-3, but it's been a long time and a different level when we get to the pro game. So I would like to see more of them talk about what's going to happen in the fight, but this is the fight game, man. And when you know someone that personally and there is some general animosity, you're seeing it. Ryan dropped the infamous spar. We've been talking about the
Absolutely. That is infamous, man. We've been waiting this for a long time, isn't it?
I was just talking to Jay Leon Love about it, and it's just like, dude, there's so many people involved with that thing. I think it was kind of messed up to do, especially because I know where he got it, just like everybody else does. He got that from Floyd, and to be dropping sparring footage on another highlight of a pro, I didn't like that, and Floyd should know better, in my opinion. But regardless, I think this thing's going to get worse before it gets better. I don't know. The only thing I can take away is I don't know where Ryan Garcia's head is.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I don't know where he is.
I was going to ask you that because he obviously had the press conference and said, look, I don't do cocaine, but I smoke weed and I drink, and we saw today he released like a rap song and all sorts of things that are happening on. Well, what do you make? Is it? Yeah, he released a song today. Yeah. Is this a guy who's maybe crying out for help in a sense, and is it dangerous for a guy who's fighting in 7 weeks' time?
He might be crying out for help, but it's unbeknownst to him. He doesn't know it. But all the stuff he's doing has almost zero focus on the main thing. And that's when you start to worry. Like, when you have promotion, okay, you're riding in on the horse, you're talking that stuff to Devin, that's all good. But when we forget what the main thing is, to not only get the fight, but go in and win it, that's the issue. And I know Devin Haney regimen. That guy doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he's locked in. Say what you want about Bill Haney and his past, but Devin has been locked in from rip, and he's got the right people around him, and he's on a trajectory that's Floyd Mayweather-esque. When you want to talk about fighting guys when he's fighting them, so he's doing everything right. Ryan seems like he's all over the place. I think this fight's starting to lean one way and one way heavy. I didn't know Ryan released a rap song, that's crazy. Yeah. But it just shows you, man, the focus isn't where it needs to be for Ryan, it looks like, and I think it's going to bite him.
You mentioned there about the sparring footage, and just the last one from me. Devin, I think, was about 16 or 17 at the time. Can we take much from that, or do you think?
The only thing I could take from it is both those guys, as younger guys, were nasty. Like, Gervonta was a dog. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying Gervonta was a monster, because he is, and he was. But absolutely, like, Devin is 16, taking that kind of punishment, and not going down, and granted, you got headgears, you're in 12s. That just showed me a little bit more about what I want to see from Devin Haney. And apparently that footage is a little bit of the spar and not the whole deal. I don't know. But what I saw was him getting tuned up, but also a kid at 16 that had heart and that wasn't willing to go away and wasn't willing to quit. And those doghouse spars, it's fight until someone stops. You know what I mean? So he didn't stop. So I gained more respect for Devin out of that. And also, Gervonta Davis is a fucking killer. So it's like, I like both of those. I just didn't like that it was public, man. You don't do that. That's an unwritten rule in boxing. Floyd should know that, and for him to give that footage to Ryan is Bush League, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Wade, my man, thank you for joining again. It's been too long, bro. Yeah, come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, yeah. Bro, it's been too long, man. Good to catch up with you, and yeah, all the best, man.